Hi, guys. Welcome back for another episode of Gossip Girlies. I'm Cassie,
And I'm Kristen.
and today is another lovely day. We have more guests. We have been having so much fun with having guests on, so we're having Poppin' Off About Pop Culture podcast today with Maggie and Steven. Hi,
Hi.
guys.
Hey.
Hello. Thanks for
Thanks for
having us
having.
on.
Of course.
First of all, I love your podcast name. I
Yes.
love
Thanks.
I love
Thank you.
puns. I love alliteration and stuff like that. So could you just please enlighten me as to how you came up with that name? Because Cassie and I both struggle with coming up with names for our podcast.
Yes.
I came up with it like years ago. Like I've had this concept sitting with me for like I think since we both started college,
Uh-huh.
and me and Steven had like always wanted to start a podcast, but just like going to like different schools and like the schedules and work schedules, it just like never happened. And then 2 years ago we graduated and we were like, well, I mean, we're still like kind of in the pandemic, like we're not doing anything crazy, so let's just do it. And we did, and it's been so much fun.
Yeah. It just like really fits our vibe too, because that's all we do. We like don't have a plan. We list like a couple of generic things and we
Right.
just talk about it. We pop off about it.
Oh, yes.
See, that's what I
Yeah.
like. You're not like just talking about it. You're popping off. Like that is just like iconic. I love it.
Yeah, certain things we do, we really get going and we got to be like,
Mhm.
take a deep breath.
Yeah,
like,
we need to like put our foot in our mouth sometimes and like
Yeah.
take a step back.
We
Yeah.
are amongst friends here, GG gang, because that is 100% us. I can't tell you how many times, like, sometimes I've been like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Okay, let's write down that time and take it out just in case.
I always say, like, literally at least once an episode, probably, I'm like, me and Steven are hypocrites. Like, we'll tell you one thing one episode and then contradict it the next episode, and like not anything like serious, but like one episode I might be like, I hate this person's style, but then the next episode be like, you know what, actually they might be a style icon and I love them. And
You know
Yep.
what? You learned new information. You took in more information. You're learning. You're growing. We love it.
life is a journey.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. Okay, so where do we even start this week?
There's a lot going on. So I mean, if y'all listen to us, you know that I am not the biggest Bravo girly. Cassie, a few episodes ago, let me in on the Scandival situation. Is there anything new? I know that like there was a lot that happened when they recorded the reunion not too long ago. So like, where do we stand currently?
Gosh, I mean, on the show, I can't believe that we're not even like to the point of where we have found out that like Tom and Rachel are like hooking up yet. Like I'm just sitting here like waiting on pins and needles. Like drop it already.
I
Yeah.
think like where everyone like where the viewers are at is that like we were told this whole time that everyone was blindsided. No
Mhm.
one knew. Everyone was like beside themselves when the news came out. But as the season is progressing, like, especially this last episode,
Yeah.
it's like people are talking about it. People are asking, like, why were Tom and Raquel at the Abbey together at 1 in the morning? That's weird. Do Ariana and Tom have an open relationship?
Yeah.
I think Tom might have a thing for Raquel. And it's like, well, if you guys are blindsided, why were these conversations happening then? That's
Right.
where I'm confused now. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are.
On TikTok yesterday, I actually saw Stassi doing an interview. I don't know who it was, so I apologize to that interviewer. But Stassi was basically saying, she was like, after this last episode, like I can see how every viewer is like, y'all are fucking lying. This is all fake. Like y'all all set this up. Like this is not real. And she was like, but I can tell you, like, people were suspicious for a while, but they had conversations with like Tom and Ariana and Rachel, and everyone was just like, no, like they would never do that. Like, it's just you're making it all up. Like it's not happening. And so I think maybe they had all kind of convinced themselves that they were just good friends and maybe they were being over the top. But I'm just like, do y'all not see that Tom has a fucking MO? Like, this is literally what he did to Kristen to get with Ariana.
Yeah. Well, and then it's just like the manipulation tactics that Tom is using right now is just so, it like skeezes me out. Like
Yes.
he just knows how to work people. Like when Sheena brought him aside and was like, listen, like, I don't know if you know about these rumors that are going on, but like people are saying that you and Ariana have an open relationship. And he was like, oh, no, 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 whatever. Like, we're just really good friends. Like, me and Raquel are just really good friends. And then, he like reels Sheena back in by making a joke with like, well, when, what are you and Brock doing next
Yeah,
weekend? Maybe we could
right.
all hang out. And then it's like, oh, it's all is good. It's forgotten. Like Tom Sandoval just like knows how to work people. And that's really scary. It's scary.
Yes. Yes. First of all, I can't even believe that women are fighting over this man. Like, okay,
Just
like
because
I showed
he's
the first
trash?
time we talked about this, I showed Kristen his like long, wavy, like skunk hair that he had. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, Kristen, this is the man that these women are fighting over. Okay. Like, this is ridiculous. This guy's gross. And then when he was in the confessional interview, whatever you want to call it, and they
Mhm.
were like, has anything happened with you and Raquel? And my boyfriend was like, I don't think he's lying. That seems really genuine. And I was like, you are a man. Shut up. Like,
With that
he is
devious smile on
lying.
his face.
Yes. And the way he like Tom does not stutter like that. You know what I mean? Like, he does not take pauses like that. That man had to sit and think on it for a second. It was a lie.
He's a bad liar too,
Yes.
apparently, because I guess everyone besides your boyfriend could see that he was lying. He had like the biggest grin on his face. He was
Mhm.
looking to the left, which is body language experts say when you look down to the left, that's when you know someone's telling a lie.
Mhm.
And he was stuttering. He was like blushing. I mean, like all
Mhm.
the signs were there. It was very obvious.
Yes. Ugh. But also, I'm curious, especially since you're like a also like, have you watched the show like for a long time?
I was there when Sheena clocked in to her dinner shift at Sir after she had her discussion with Brandy Glanville. I was there.
Wait,
I,
what?
and not like literally, like I watched it. I've been
Oh, I
watching it
was like,
from the
oh my God,
beginning.
you were in Sir when Brandy confronted Sheena?
I guess I should have reworded that. I felt like I was there.
That's a little
I
misleading.
I
Like, tell me everything.
I was there during the transition from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to Vanderpump
Yes.
Rules season
Yes.
1, episode 1.
Okay,
I have been
same.
watching it since day one. I'm a day one person. That is my comfort show.
Yes,
As
it is a
crazy
good
that
show.
is, I go back to it all the time. I rewatch the seasons over and over. I can quote it like the back of my hand.
So I want to hear your opinion on Katie and Schwartz.
Schwartz is what everyone's saying he is. He's a drunk. He's a loser.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag. Like him. Okay. I know that the main focus in the beginning of the season was Raquel and Tom and how Sheena was kind of like trying to push them together, and
Mhm.
and then people are like, well, they're just like two single people and blah blah. But Tom and Katie wanted to be friends still after their divorce, and friendships are all about respecting each other's boundaries, respecting each other's, I don't just like wishes and requests. Like if
And
you
it
want to be
wasn't even
friends
a
with
crazy request. Like, there are like
no,
6
it
girls
was
in the whole world I don't want you to fuck.
yep, exactly. And yeah, and he broke that rule. And if your friend is not respecting you, then you can't be friends. I mean, if you want to be friends with someone, then you just like don't cross certain lines. You don't say I'm have a lisp. You don't say you don't say certain things. It's just
Mhm.
I feel like that's just like the rules of being a decent human being.
Yeah. I mean, I never really liked them together. Like, I always thought that Schwartz was just like he's too much of a pushover to one be with someone like Katie. And he's also too sloppy because like how many times did she catch him cheating on her? That they should have never got married. It should have ended a long time
No.
ago.
No,
Eh,
and I feel like if you have to give your partner an ultimatum, like a
yeah.
hard ultimatum, I want to get married in 6 months if we're
Mm-mm.
not, or I want to get engaged in 6 months. If not, it's over. Then it's probably not going to last.
Exactly. And then he proposes to you at a bar and you're like, this is a great idea.
I hated that engagement. The whole like play that was going on. And then he's like, whoa, yeah, I hated it.
It was at a bar?
So it was someone's birthday dinner, and so like the whole group was there, and then like there was a separate table of two people, and this guy like was proposing to his girlfriend, and Katie, looked over and like she had a look on her face like of annoyance because like, oh, that should be her getting proposed to. And then Tom Schwartz gets up and he's like, whoa, 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 hey, I'll take you from here. And he takes the ring. He proposes to Katie because it was all a ploy. Yeah, it was stupid. And then the violinists come out. It was terrible. I hated it. I cringe every time I watch it.
Sounds terrible. I hate that.
That's tacky.
I feel like I'm a little, I don't want to say indifferent because I do have feelings about Katie Maloney, but like sometimes I like her and sometimes I don't. I just feel like she is kind of like a miserable bitch sometimes.
Yes. I was listening to a different podcast a few days ago, and they were just like, I mean, it just seems like both Tom and Katie are just like inherently miserable people.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't disagree with that statement. However, I do feel like Katie this season, and like even just like seeing her on social media and stuff, is in like in different interviews, is just like really evolving from that. Because I feel like this whole time it was like it was either like Stassi holding her back, and if it wasn't Stassi, then it was Tom holding her back. If it wasn't Tom, then it was Sheena. If it was just like, not to put the blame on everyone else besides her, but she just had like different people like bogging her down. And now that I feel like she like knows who she is, she's coming out of this divorce, she's
opening her sandwich shop.
Yeah, opening a sandwich shop, fucking this guy named Satchel who kind of looks like Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh my God. I was absolutely deceased when Sheena said that he looked like he had a Vanderpump Dogs hairdo. I was dead. I was like,
I forgot about that.
Oh my God, because he does look like a poodle.
He does. And Lala was like, Katie, when you and Satchel were making out the other night, all we saw was just bobs.
Yeah, just mops.
Just bobs moving back and forth.
Oh my gosh. I gotta say, people that I thought I was gonna hate when they first came on the show are the people I like the most now. Like Lala and James are quintessential.
James? Actually, both of them like terrify me, but they are superstars, especially James. I love that guy.
He has really evolved this season. Like he still has a little bit of that like, oh, what's James about to do? But like when he invited everybody to the beach because he knew what it was like to not be invited to a party, like it was so sweet. He was like, even Raquel is invited. Like I don't want her to be left out. And I was like, oh, fuck Rachel, but that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Also obsessed with Allie. I fucking love her.
Allie? What a shining star. I mean, who would have thought she would have been the whistleblower?
Yep.
And she's like kind of putting James in his place a little bit.
Yes.
And she is the only one who has any sense out of anyone on the show. She's 100%. Like, it is weird that all of you have fucked each other or hooked up or dated each other, and you guys are all still hanging out. You guys are saying, I would trust my husband in bed with this person to not do anything, because why would you even be in bed with that person in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah, she's the only one who's like, this is fucking weird.
Yes.
It's like incest.
And like in a weird way, I feel like James being kind of fiery and like weird and out there is almost like making her grow as a person, because she started out very shy, very reserved. But like I feel like because she's having to kind of put him in his place sometimes, like it's bringing her out and making her like more confident, more outgoing. And I think it really is changing James. So I always hated Raquel from the beginning. I never liked her, especially when she started talking about the multiplication tables and how she didn't get her ice cream scoops and had to go watch Winnie the Pooh. I was like, if I didn't already wish you ill, I do now.
I always think about that too. That was the moment where I was like, this girl is just annoying. She's just annoying. Yeah. And the fact that she can't give a 20-second speech in front of everyone. That was like a storyline last season. I
Yeah.
hated that. It was like, just like, I don't know, don't be such a pussy. Just like talk.
Yes. And I
Stop.
saw, and I promise Kristen and Steven, I'm so sorry. We will switch topics so y'all can join in. My
You are
last
fine.
note will be I saw on TikTok someone had recorded a video of Raquel at a pageant doing her talent. Have you seen this?
Her
No.
talent.
What's her talent?
Ladies and gentlemen, Raquel's talent for a beauty pageant is pretending to surf on a surfboard. Yes.
What?
What do you mean?
Like literally,
there-
there is a surfboard like in the middle of the stage. There's a backdrop that is waves, and she is standing on top of the surfboard pretending to surf.
I'm speechless.
And she's like, "Why don't I win? I'm too old now." And I'm like, "Bitch, because your talent is pretending to surf."
That is
Oh.
I'm
Does
gonna
the
have to
board,
find the
like-
video and send it to y'all. Oh my gosh, I
Does
was
the
like,
board move?
no,
Like, does it
mm-mm.
require any sort of like balance?
No.
Well, then damn, I'm having a hard time finding the talent part of that.
And that's why she hasn't won anything.
So
that is just
also a question that I have is where are we at in terms of what we call her? Is she Rachel or is she Raquel?
It should be
Like,
Rachel.
Where
I'm
are we
sorry.
at?
I
know, 'cause
mean,
You've been like flipping back and forth. I'm like, what
I
have we
know. My
decided yet?
inconsistency is confusing, but honestly unconscious.
But,
yeah,
like, you-
I think I still refer to her as Raquel just because like that's what I know her as. But
Yeah.
she should be Rachel.
Yeah, she's bland and boring.
I feel
Yeah.
like you, Cassie, you call her Rachel like just to spite her.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
if like she would listen to the podcast and be like, oh, God
Well, because
damn it.
I'm pretty sure her name
Raquel.
actually, I had heard at least that her name is actually Rachel, and she only changed it to Raquel to be more interesting on the show.
It is, yeah. That's the story.
So I'm like, fuck you and your interesting name.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not even that cute if I
No,
do say so myself.
Like, girl, just embrace Rachel and make it cool. Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
I have an 85-year-old woman's name. My name is Cassandra, and bitch, I'm a rocket. That's what you should have done with Rachel.
Just wear it, own it.
Exactly. Okay, now we gotta switch to a topic where we can include all the girlies and the boys and the homies and the friends, okay? Because as much as I love talking about Vanderpump, I don't want anybody to feel left out. Because I think me and Maggie could literally take over the entire episode about this.
We could.
This is true.
Pop off.
Yes, we are popping off. So, were you guys as affected as I was by the death of Mr. Jerry Springer?
Yes.
I was a little shocked. Yes.
I was a little shook for sure, especially because I think he was only like 72.
Yeah, he
But
had
apparently-
pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, they pulled
Ugh.
Chadwick Boseman and just like didn't tell anybody,
yeah.
which is fine. Like the public is not entitled to know of your cancer, Jerry Springer.
Especially something
but-
like that. Like usually by the time they find it, it's just too late.
It's time. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
horrible. Like at work all night, we were just like, Jerry. Like Jerry, but like in a sad way.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember very vividly, y'all. I remember two things about Jerry Springer. One, you saw him when you stayed home sick from school.
Yes.
Yup.
It was always on. It was like Jerry, Maury, then Montel, and it was just the perfect back-to-back combo.
Maybe
And
some
then I
Judge
also
Judy
remember
in
he came
Mhm.
on again like right as I got out of school. And I mean, that shaped America.
there. Yeah.
Shaped America.
It
Like,
did.
Well, then like the bodyguard, what was his name?
Oh.
It was just on the tip of my tongue and I lost it. He got his Steve, I think was his name.
yeah, I think
He
you're
got
correct.
his own show, basically.
Mhm.
The question that I always had though is why why did the set of the Jerry Springer show look like it was like the inside of a factory or something? You remember like those big ass like fans? And I'm
Yes.
like, why are we in an industrial setting right now?
That's
Like, I gotta
valid.
make it sterile.
I
for-
had no questions though.
Yeah.
I just
Like,
accepted it.
I
Yeah.
feel-
I loved
feel like-
it.
I feel like for like as violent and as crazy as it got on stage, like you couldn't have anything too nice, you know?
True.
That's true.
Well,
Like
That's
I
also,
had
true.
things
you know,
that were
the
like
type of
easily
go ahead,
sorry, I
I'm
had things
sorry.
that were like easily like replaceable or things that like wouldn't break.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the type of clientele he had, you know, he wanted to make them feel at home.
Yeah,
He
right.
wanted them to feel welcome. Like, this is your house too.
He was appealing to the blue collar workers.
Exactly. He was like, I know y'all love this rug.
You thought they had rugs. They probably had concrete floors so they could
I
clean up
really
the
feel
blood.
like there was like a fake Parisian rug on there or something. I'm about to
Yeah.
look up the
Parisian.
set, guys. I need to relive
Yeah.
this.
I feel like I would be shook though, because the way that the set actually looks is probably different than it looks in my brain. So I don't know if I could handle that truth right now.
Oh, you're right. There isn't a rug. Why am I imagining a rug and chairs?
You might be
That's
thinking
just
of
like
Mari.
normal. That's like normal talk shows, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
I'm like
Jerry
over here,
Springer.
like I'm normalizing Jerry Springer. I'm trying to see if I could find a good picture for y'all because some of these are just like not that good.
Have y'all been watching any of the newer talk shows like Drew Barrymore's show or anything?
I only
clips.
see like clips and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not like a sit down watch talk show type of gal.
Oh.
See, that's not what I was remembering.
Why does it look so
No.
colorful?
I was gonna say it looks more colorful.
I remember
Yeah.
like drab and gray and
Yeah, giant like gray and some greens. And there was
yeah.
definitely like a giant fan spinning in the background.
That's what
in
I
the wall.
remember, like one of
Yeah.
those industrial sized ones. Also,
Yeah.
sorry, it's starting to storm here, so Sadie is terrified.
Oh.
Well, she is more important. So oh, there she goes. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
Sadie.
what she wants. She can figure it out.
But yeah, like Jerry Springer, I don't know. He's one of those people to me where it's like I don't think about him for 5 years, but then when he dies, I'm like, oh, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yep.
It like just hits you.
Yes. It has been
Yeah.
a week of losses for Kristen and myself. Her family dog
Yes.
passed away. We had to
Oh
put
my
down our family
God.
dog. And like I'm being 100% serious with y'all right now. If there is one person that should have gone down with our family dog, it is motherfucking Jerry Springer because that bitch was nuts. I mean, it is in true form and fashion that Piper went out with Jerry Springer. Like, let me tell y'all, we adopted her at like 18 months from the local SPCA, and her fucking name, y'all, was Jezebel. Like the devil's wife, Jezebel. And that bitch was mean. She was mean. I miss her. May she rest in peace. She was some kind of terrier mix. And
Yeah.
honestly, y'all, she was about to be 18 in August. So she was old as crap.
Oh
But
my
let me tell
God.
y'all, the only reason we had to put her
Ancient.
down was because she had dementia. Her blood work was like a 5-year-old dog. So I'm just sitting here like Jerry Springer and Piper, you are in one union in heaven now, or wherever the hell we go after. And when I saw that he passed away, I was like, this is how Piper wanted it. Like, I just knew it.
Well, I mean, poor Piper, girl was deaf and blind. And so
She was.
like you would put her in her crate and then like put a sheet over it because she couldn't see. So she could like see shadows, I guess. And so she would like see the shadows and freak out.
Oh my
Aw.
But she
God.
didn't hear anything to like know that it was her family.
She loved to sleep under a sheet. Like growing up, she was like under the sheet, under the comforter, next to your feet, like, and she would stink. Ugh.
Aw.
Sorry, Piper, I'm not doing you justice on here, girl. May you rest in peace. I'm acting like I didn't just cry. Oh my gosh, y'all. Have y'all ever had to put a dog down before?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh my God. I was not prepared. I was not
Yeah.
prepared. It was more horrific than I ever could have imagined. So everyone who has had to have that experience and is going to have it in the future, I send you all of my love and positive vibes because it is awful. So I don't want to pretend like I wasn't crying like a fucking baby the whole day. But
Right.
Piper was a bitch. She bit everybody that she met, drew blood. It wasn't just a little. She was mean. And that's why I think she took Jerry with her.
She needed Jerry in heaven to like solve all of her beefs.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's gonna
True.
Yeah,
she's gonna go to
exactly.
dog heaven and start biting everybody there.
Yes, like we had a chocolate lab. They liked each other though, but she'd be like, "Where that bitch Chloe at? Jerry, where's Chloe at?"
I like a word.
Whereas Kristen's dog Jake was a golden retriever and the sweetest little baby angel ever.
Yeah.
Aw.
Could not be
Yeah.
more opposites. He was going up there to find Betty White. That's who he belongs with.
Yes.
That's his mama now.
I still can't believe Betty White is gone.
That one shook me to my core.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was rough.
It shouldn't have been surprising, but it was still so hard.
Yes.
You guys,
was-
I've already admitted it on the podcast, so I can say it, but I feel like I have to be honest with you guys right now. It couldn't have been more than 2 days before Betty White died that I said to my friends in the bar, I don't know that I'm mentally prepared for Betty White to pass away.
Oh my God.
So I apologize. I never should have said it. I shouldn't have said it.
You're just a seer. Don't apologize for your gifts.
For my gifts. But I
It's
was
like
like, how is this happening right now? I was like, did I speak this into existence?
It's like
And
you
then
have
Bob
ESPN or
Saget,
something.
that was a rough trio. That was a
Yeah.
rough trio right
Bob
there.
Saget. Yeah, that one got me too. Danny Tanner.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Well, I mean, that one sucked just because you knew that there was like shit going on. And
I
he was just like in a
know.
hotel room by himself. It's just
Yeah,
like,
I know. If I remember correctly, the family didn't want them to really dig too much into it, but I
No.
really wish they would have because I feel like something was up.
there was
Yeah.
foul play.
There was like, I think that they had like circumstantial evidence that kind of like made it seem like it wasn't an accident.
Ooh.
Yeah, the family though was like, we don't want
Yeah.
all the gory details out there. So
I
Oh,
get it
poor
when
thing.
I get it and I respect their wishes, but I always want to know. I'm such a nosy bitch.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Even same. That's how I feel about. I don't know if y'all listen to Post Malone, but that is my favorite person on the planet. And I'm just like, where is your baby? What is her name? Who
Oh, yeah.
is your girlfriend? Tell me.
Yeah, celebrity babies, I need to see them. I need
Mhm.
Zayn and Gigi Hadid's baby, I need to see what she looks like.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Do we have any photos of that baby
Do
at
we
all?
have the name?
Kai.
Yeah, her name is
Oh.
Kai. Yeah, I totally forgot. See, I mean, their tactic is working because I'm like, I totally forgot that they had a kid.
Honestly,
Yup.
me too. I just remember their beef where he fucking tried to gut punch Yolanda or whatever he did.
He called her he called her a Dutch slut.
Oh, you know what? She probably deserved it. I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. Yolanda was not all that she was made out to be on Beverly Hills, okay? And we don't have to go down that path, but
All I'm gonna say is millions of people live with Lyme's disease. Okay.
Oh, she has Lyme's disease.
Oh, girl, does she have Lyme's disease? You would have thought this bitch had
Terminal cancer.
Yes.
never discovered psychological physical ailment. I mean, she was
Oh my
pulling
gosh.
teeth. She was getting she probably should have gotten her breast implants out because they were leaking or something. But I mean, she was like shaving her head and doing all these different like
Oh my gosh.
crazy treatments. And I'm just like,
Okay, well,
ma'am.
if anyone should have Lyme's disease, it should be a rich person because literally, like, the only thing you can do is just like lay around and do nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
all of her kids
don't
have it too,
stress
I
your body
think.
out.
Except maybe Gigi.
Oh,
I think
really?
the other two
Yeah.
have it, and I'm like, they're fine. Why are you acting like this?
I
yeah,
know, I know, like a few people with Lyme's disease.
feel like I don't know enough about it to start
Yeah, I'm gonna
making
be honest. I don't know.
statements. Yeah, I don't want
Well-
to put anything out there that could get me in trouble. So maybe we
Yeah.
should just move on.
I hear
Yeah.
you. The only reason I do know some about it is because I remember like one of my old coworkers, she got bit by a tick and it was starting to do the like target looking thing.
Yeah.
And of course we're like, oh, you have Lyme disease. You're gonna be just like Yolanda. It's gonna be awful. Like you're gonna have to get your teeth pulled. You're gonna have to put in crystals and things in your hoo-ha. And so she goes to the doctor and he was like, it's not Lyme disease, but even if you did, like, it's not that deep. And I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, you said what you said. You're a doctor. I'm not gonna argue with that.
I know. So I know like a few people who have it because I'm a geologist, so I know a lot of people who like live their lives in the woods basically. So I know a few people who got it from tick bites, but also one of my coworkers, he doesn't have Lyme's disease, but it's some other kind of disease that you get when a tick bites you where you can't eat red
Alpha
meat.
gal.
Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, that shit is rampant down here in Southwest Virginia.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he can't eat any red meat or else he gets like violently ill.
Really?
It's
I've never heard of
very
Wow.
Oh
weird.
my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
And it
My
just he got it like
boyfriend's
a few years
mom
ago.
has it. Her boyfriend
Really?
has it. Almost everybody I know down here has it.
Oh
It
my
eventually goes
God.
away, but it's like one of those things where it's like you have to be really careful when you introduce it back into your diet because it's so
Yeah.
dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
So anyways, how do we get here?
This has been a whirlwind already.
Um so have y'all I'm gonna like completely switch gears. I apologize.
Go for it.
Have y'all seen the Kardashians trailer for season 3 on Hulu?
Sure have.
I guess I should have prefaced it with, do you care about it before we talk about it a whole bunch?
So I care about it now.
Okay.
Because they did release kind of like a teaser trailer like a month or so ago, and it
Mhm.
was crickets from everybody. Like no
Oh.
one was talking about it and no one cared. It was like this is gonna be the most boring thing that anyone could ever watch. Like I remember of like months ago when Kim Kardashian was like, "So what do you guys like want to see on the show? Like you want to see like more behind the scenes? You want to see us do this or that?" It's like you're asking us what we want to see on the show. Like we want to see you live your lives and be authentic. Like it's a
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So I was not excited about the new season at all. But then this trailer comes out and like Chloe's got like melanoma. She had to get
Hmm.
like she's a whole stitch down the side of her cheek.
Oh, and she's so skinny.
Oh, they
Oh,
addressed
skinny.
that in the trailer too. They're like,
yeah.
Chloe is not well. She's
Yeah.
skinny. She's not eating. She's not taking care of herself. Um, oh, they touched on Kim and Courtney, like
Mm.
Courtney saying that Kim used her wedding as a business opportunity. And we have Kylie being like, everyone in the family needs to address the beauty standards that we're setting, which
Yes.
I hope that
Loved
turns
that.
into an actual genuine, authentic conversation because
Yes.
they are the people that set these beauty standards. And I don't want to hear any arguments about it.
No.
They are the
Whether
And it
you like
makes
it
me
or not.
so sad that like it took Kylie, like she's the youngest out of all of you. It took her having the baby to like sit there and be like, I don't want my daughter to be like us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like let's rethink. Like, shouldn't we be setting examples of like what we would want for our children since we're like, I don't know, showing the entire world?
Right.
Right. I mean, like when you don't have children, you don't think about that, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's been doing work on herself since she was like 17 or something like that.
Hmm.
So I get it. Like you don't think about it till you have kids. But like at the same time, like, and I'll admit it, I want my lips bigger because when Kylie Jenner started doing them, I was like, those look so good. I don't think they look
Mhm.
good now. But
Yeah.
like when she first started doing them, I was
Hmm.
like, I want those lips. I want
Yeah.
to look like that. And that's just how everyone else is. Like I want to look like Kim Kardashian. I want a BBL. I want implants. I want fillers. I want Botox. And it
Yes.
always goes back to the Kardashians.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. I a few months ago I saw some article that was talking about how it looks like Kim, well, Kim always claims that her butt is real, but it was talking about basically how Chloe, it seems that she like took her BBL out and now it's like, oh my gosh, like now everyone's gonna want like smaller butts instead of like
Mhm.
having a big giant butt.
I
I'm like,
had
what?
heard
Like,
about that before too. But
does
it's
she?
like y'all already had fat asses. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
then it
bitch, I
just
would have taken your butt before.
True.
and then like you look at pictures of her, it like I saw a picture right after she had True,
Hmm.
and that was just like the time. I'm not trying to like body shame her postpartum or whatever. But if you look at her butt, it legit, like, it looks like the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen.
A shelf
And it's
booty.
yes. And it's like, at what point is it body dysmorphia where you just like keep going bigger until you
Kim
realize
doesn't
like,
even look like a human anymore. Like her waist is like this big, and then the rest of her is like this big.
Yeah, she is, you know what? Not that long ago, she did an interview and she said that if I can do it, if I can get my body to look like this, then anyone can do it. It's attainable. I was like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Most people don't have nutritionists, don't have
Yep.
personal trainers,
Yep.
can't get access to the food that you eat, can't have plastic surgery because we know obviously like that's not all just spending 3 hours in the gym every day. And I'm like, how could you say that that is attainable? That's like insulting, actually.
Yeah.
that is so out of touch.
I
Like,
know.
Yeah.
be less poor and then you could like look like me.
Yeah,
Like,
right? Like, go
literally,
make
yeah.
a sex tape with a C-list celebrity and you'll end up just like me.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Let
That's
me
the
go find
American
DJ
dream.
Khaled.
right. It seems like no one wants to work these days.
I
You need
don't.
to get off your ass and work.
She's right. I don't.
Yeah, I don't want to work.
I don't. I certainly don't.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of glad that she got torn apart for that one because it's like stuff like that where it's like, girl, it's just I get where you're coming from, but I don't
Yeah,
at the same time because
exactly.
I'm not a billionaire, but like, girl, read the room. Like,
Right.
you've never been poor.
Literally never.
Right.
Yeah. So back to the trailer, I feel like now that it seems to me that they have more control of the show now that it's on Hulu. I feel like they can control the narrative so much more, and like, you know, because they're executive producers, so they literally can put whatever they want on the show. Whereas I feel like before, Eve was probably like, hey, can we, you know, record you while you fight about this thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So back to what we were talking about earlier, where like we are nosy human beings. I feel like it's gonna be just like a nothing burger. Like nothing, we're like really not gonna see anything. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being like cynical. But they put out these like trailers that pique my interest, and then you watch a show and you're like, that's it.
So
yeah.
do you guys think that like we saw everything in the trailer
That's what I'm worried about.
kind of a thing? Yeah.
Potentially.
That's how I felt about season 2, honestly. I felt like all the good stuff was in the trailer, and then
Boring.
Yeah.
So boring.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, Kendall is there begrudgingly, and she's, you know, her part is she's just going to get an IV with Hailey Bieber. How fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I wasted time watching this.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. I could have been
But
watching The Real Housewives. Fuck off.
But Tristan is also in this trailer.
Mhm.
Yes. So apparently, do y'all follow Dumas?
Yes.
So Dumas posted something a few weeks ago, basically talking about how like Chloe and Tristan have been together for a while now. They've been back together.
Ugh.
And apparently, like, they are trying to like reintroduce him to the world, you know, to try to like, you know, put down the seeds that like they are together. So then when the show comes out, it will be them back together for some reason.
That's pathetic.
It's
That's
kind of
so
It sounded like-
embarrassing.
Yeah, it sounded like in the trailer though that they weren't. Like she was saying, like, I'm not giving him another chance or whatever.
How many times she said that?
Oh my
And how many
God,
times did she give him
exactly.
another chance?
I know. I'm
It's-
like, girl.
You know, and obviously cheating is bad. Clearly don't condone it. But it's not just like he like got too drunk one night and like fucked a random person and like
Mhm.
was so sorry about it, never did it again. This was cheating on her like 2 weeks before she gave birth. This
Yep.
was cheating on her with her younger sister's best friend. This was
Basically
cheating on her-
family.
Yes, this was cheating on her again
Yeah.
right before their surrogate was going to give birth to their second kid.
Mhm.
That is heinous.
Yes.
serial cheater.
Horrible.
Yeah,
Yes.
this man like is revolting to me. I'm so sick of him. Like, why?
And I mean, he seems to keep getting these bitches pregnant, and they're like all getting like giving birth when the next one's already pregnant. And it's just like,
Yep.
I get that he's a basketball player or whatever, but like, ugh.
Those basketball players get around though.
I know they do.
They do. It's I mean, like most professional athletes do, but especially those basketball players. It's like they can't just keep it in their pants.
I know. I'm like, shouldn't you be focused on like, I don't know, basketball?
Yeah, like playing a game.
Yeah, like that's your job. You better pay attention.
Yeah, right.
People are like so stupid. Like maybe this is the dumbest thing I've ever said, but it is so easy to not get pregnant. So the fact that they're out here impregnating women, it's like you either did that on purpose or
you didn't try hard enough.
You're thinking with the wrong head, my friend. Because otherwise. So also, how do we feel about Kendall and Bad Bunny together?
Hate it.
Hate it? Really?
Hate it.
Why do you hate it?
I'm jealous.
Yeah. First of all, jealous.
Kendall doesn't deserve this man.
Second of all, Bad Bunny's like kind of whole brand is just like saying fuck you to white people who try to like appropriate like Hispanic and Latino cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And he's dating like the #1 culture vulture.
The whole family. I'm like, y'all are white.
Yeah, I don't know if they realize that or not, but
I know your dad was Armenian, but like that still doesn't make you not white.
Yeah.
Well, Kendall's white.
Oh, that's right. She's double white. I forgot.
Yeah.
Her dad's not even
Same
Armenian.
dad. Yeah, I really don't like it. I really don't. I don't see it lasting. I don't know how they have like I don't know like what are their conversations?
Yes, I was just thinking that. What could they possibly talk about?
And apparently I don't really know that much about Bad Bunny, which is like weird considering he's like the biggest star in the world right now. Apparently like his English isn't very good. Yeah. And like Kendall doesn't speak any Spanish. So it's like literally
you know what? They're going like 90 Day Fiance and like using Google Translate back and forth.
Yes.
Yes. But also we need to remember that Kendall Jenner solved police brutality by giving them a Pepsi.
Oh my God.
She doesn't even need her words.
Yes. She hands them a can of Pepsi and it's all solved.
Yeah.
Okay, that was I can see your point. I can see your point for sure, especially because I think Bad Bunny too, to me, he just also seems like so wholesome. Like he seems just like a good guy, like came from humble beginnings.
Like he seems spicy and personable, and Kendall Jenner is just like boring.
White bread.
White bread.
Yes.
Like, I can't deal with her like coming like I really I feel like I'm coming in as a hypocrite like we were talking about earlier. It's like I definitely never want to shame anyone, especially about mental illness, because it's something we all deal with and it's all hard. But I'm just like, Kendall, you are a gajillionaire. You have never had one terrible thing happen. And you are the most anxious, riddled person I've ever met in my life.
I have a lot of thoughts on the Kardashians with their anxieties and all of that. All of them, especially Khloe and Kendall, always talk about their anxiety and they hate being in front of the cameras and they hate having their pictures taken by the paparazzi and doing interviews and being in the press, and they just want to go live on a farm somewhere.
Then do it.
Do it.
Exactly.
Do it. You have enough money to last you 8 lifetimes and then some. If you just fucked off, people would be like, wonder whatever happened to them. And then we would forget about it in 2 months.
100%. 100%. I'm like, do you know how many celebrities literally live off the grid and we have completely forgotten about them? Like,
yes,
it's not that hard.
Rob Kardashian, I mean, to bring it back, he was like a main character on the show when it first started, but then when shit started going down with him in Black China, and he like wasn't mentally okay,
and
and
he was not good.
But then he fucked off, and now it's like every once in a while he'll like comment on an Instagram post, and like that's all anyone cares about.
Yeah, he's got his
Yeah.
businesses running.
Yes.
Obviously, Dream, right? Yeah, Dream
Yeah.
is doing well. She's very cute.
So it's like just so simple.
Yeah.
It really is.
I try to keep that in mind because you're right. Like, it is so easy for a celebrity like Beyonce. Where is she? What do her children look like
she's
except Blue?
countersuing
We
the
don't know.
IRS, who says she owes like 26 million in taxes. That's what Beyonce's doing.
What
I
is
did
that?
see that.
I missed that.
Yeah, she's
I was
trying to
like, you
fight
know
it.
what? It's not that I don't like Beyonce. I just want to be clear about that. I do like Beyonce.
Careful.
I'm not trying to offend anyone here, of course. I will say I prefer Rihanna. I apologize, but I do love Beyonce. Like the Beyonce album, one of the best albums literally to ever come out in my entire life. But it's just like, like she's over here making like $10,000 a second. And I'm just like, but like, what are you doing with that money? Like, I see other celebrities like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Rihanna, like giving back to their community and doing a lot of things to help with the money. But all I feel like I see Beyonce doing is like just making more music and then disappearing.
Beyonce and Jay-Z do give back. They're just like quiet about it. You'll hear
Right? They
about
don't
it
want to
like
make it public knowledge.
yes, you'll hear about it like months later that they like gave a ton of money to like an organization or something. I remember reading a few years ago they gave all of their house staff like a shit ton of money as a Christmas bonus.
Okay.
So, I mean, just because it's like not in the press doesn't mean that they're not doing it,
I hear you. I
you know.
hear you.
And I feel like that's true to them too, where it's like they like Beyonce will post on her Instagram like once a month, if that, just
Yeah.
the way that they're like so quiet. And Jay-Z's even quieter.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he definitely doesn't do it. I think he like just made an Instagram recently within the last year or so.
I just
Yeah.
feel like the IRS has really got some balls to be going after Beyonce for her tax money.
They went after Shakira. Nobody's safe.
They
Nobody's
should have
safe.
known those hips don't lie. Shakira is, oh, that's right. And she had like moved to the Bahamas or something, or am I remembering this correctly? She had like moved.
She lived in Spain with her mans, but she was claiming taxes in Colombia. But I think she got acquitted of everything. I think she's fine.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Love Shakira.
I don't really know.
Her and J-Lo's Super Bowl performance was like the best one that's happened in like 10 years.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Oh,
yeah, but
no
hey,
notes.
now that we know that Rihanna is pregnant, she had a great Super Bowl performance. Because at the time we were like, why isn't she moving? But then it's like, oh, she was with child. I get it.
I mean, I'm happy for her. I'm glad she's having another baby, but I'm just like, really, like ASAP Rocky is the one that you settled in with. Like, this man is under an indictment for RICO charges. Like,
Oh my God, I always
Yeah.
forget about that.
yes, I
Yeah,
know. I'm
same.
like, girl, your man is going to prison. You got 2 kids. Like,
Oh, I forgot about that. Because I was like, wait, where are you going with this? I think ASAP Rocky is so hot. He's so cool. But I forgot he may be going to prison.
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that part.
I love ASAP's vibe, and it really matches Rihanna. Like, them together makes a lot of
Right.
sense. But I'm just like, Rihanna, girl. I mean, I guess she doesn't care. She's like, I love him. I got my own money. I ain't worried about my man's money. So I'm going to just
True.
live my life with my children and keep it going.
I know
Yeah.
she got Fenty money now. I mean,
Yes.
billions.
I love that bitch so much. I love her so much. I remember I was watching the Super Bowl with like my boyfriend and 2 of his friends. So a lot of heterosexual men. And they were like so uninterested. And then all of a sudden, every time the song would change, they'd be singing it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Y'all listen
Yeah.
to Rihanna, huh? And they were like, oh man, I didn't know how many bangers she had. And I was like, every one of them is
Yeah.
bangers.
Yeah.
Pretty
Every
much.
song she puts out.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Love her.
So just to segue into something that's happening this week, by the time this episode comes out, it will have already happened. But the Met Gala is this week. I personally love the Met Gala. I don't know a single thing about fashion, but the day of the Met Gala, I'm like, oh yes, I love it. Love that she's wearing
Alexandra McQueen,
Chanel.
love.
Yeah.
My favorite designer. Like, I know everything. So that is this week. Apparently, I'm reading online that Rihanna is apparently invited, but has not confirmed whether or not she would be there.
She did the same thing last Met Gala. Her and A$AP Rocky showed up 2 minutes before like the red carpet was closing. So
Okay.
she'll probably do that again.
Very
Okay.
Riri fashion.
Especially because, I mean, she's obviously super pregnant. I feel like when did she have the last baby? Like,
Gosh,
wasn't it
she
last
must-
summer?
Oh, God, she must have gotten pregnant like 3
Yeah,
weeks
they're
after
really
she had that
close.
fucking baby.
Yeah, I know the doctor was like 6 weeks are up. You guys can go at it. And they were like,
And
let's
she-
go. Let's go.
Yep, she said time for number 2. I ain't getting any younger.
Yep.
And speaking of which, I'm just looking at an old Met Gala picture right now, the one that like Kylie Jenner took in the mirror, and freaking, I forgot that Kendall Jenner and A$AP Rocky dated.
Right.
They're like
Yeah.
hugging each other in the picture.
Oh
I
my
forgot
God.
about
I
that
forgot about that too. Ew.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
it.
It's giving me a blast from the past. Also, I see that Kylie Jenner's phone case is like the lip kit logo, you know, like the lips with like the dripping.
Oh my,
Yeah.
yes. Oh my God.
sending
That
me a
is
little
such a
bit.
throwback.
Oh my gosh.
So do y'all have any like Met Gala favorites who like you're really hoping to see on the red carpet?
Well, I'm disappointed that Blake Lively isn't going to be there this year because, like, she is the Met Gala.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Last year, stunning. Oh,
Yes.
love
Yeah.
her.
It says here that apparently Ryan Reynolds is invited, but he has also not confirmed. So I
Oh,
can't
wait,
imagine
why are
that
they
he
not coming? What's the beef?
who?
I keep like reading a headline that's like Blake Lively is skipping the Met Gala to do this relatable topic or relatable activity, and I have no idea what
Oh.
it is because I don't really care like what the relatable activity is.
Yeah. Like
I'll
just
look it up,
straight up in
though.
the headline, tell me.
Is she
Yeah,
is she
right.
pregnant right
She just had a baby, their
Yeah.
fourth
Okay.
baby.
now? Okay.
That is one family that I will never say needs to stop having children because I fucking love both of them. And the more humans they put on this earth, the better I feel.
Their kids are very, very cute.
Oh my gosh. And they're just so wholesome and cute together.
I will say it does kind of annoy, like the cuteness kind of annoys me sometimes. Like their like sense of humor where, you know, it'll be like a picture of Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and George Clooney. And Ryan Reynolds will be like, look at me, a picture. Here's a picture of the best actor ever. Oh, and my wife.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm like, "Ugh, we've heard this joke so many times.
Yeah.
So
Well played
annoying.
out.
So it looks like Kendall Jenner is definitely going to the Met Gala. Kim Kardashian, Kristen Stewart,
Ooh.
Lizzo will be there.
Oh my
um,
God, a queen amongst us.
Which I actually just read too that she is doing tomorrow. She is doing a whole makeup and hair collab with Lush Cosmetics, which I
Ooh.
love.
Okay.
So, Florence Pugh will be there. I'm sure she will be serving a look.
Ooh, that would be
Apparently-
elegant.
Apparently, she is going to debut a buzzed head,
I
and
saw
she's been
that.
wearing wigs for months
I
to
saw
cover it up.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's what the word on the street is.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I
Wonder-
like that word.
Did she? Do you think she like did that for a role?
I think it was for a movie role, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So I hate to sound this ignorant, but like, what is the purpose of the Met Gala? Like, what is the event, or like, why are they doing it?
It's just like to honor fashion,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it is a fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So
Okay,
that's why they
gotcha.
have it in New
Mhm.
York. And so that's why it's called the Met Gala. Now,
Right.
I don't know how they raise funds. I guess I don't know if like the celebrities have to pay a bunch of money to go or something,
Yeah.
but that's what it's
So, like, when you're invited to go, you still have to buy a ticket, and those tickets
Mm.
are like $30,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I would be like,
Oh
I will
my
send y'all
God.
photos from me at the crib and I will watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Yes. For
Here is
real.
my
Yep.
$5,000 donation. Enjoy.
Yeah. I love the Met Gala. I love sitting on my couch in my pajamas, eating ice cream out of the carton and just being like, that look sucks. What were they thinking? Oh my gosh, she looks gorgeous. And it's
Mhm.
like really just getting my judging glasses on.
Yes.
Yes. You're like $800,000 for that dress?
Yeah.
My dog could have made that.
Yeah. Literally.
Okay.
Whole
So
time
when
it's like
does
a custom dress.
Yeah, when does it
Yeah.
come on? Tomorrow?
Yes,
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. I believe the coverage starts at like 5 or 6 usually, and it's usually like 3-ish hours long.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys have
Yeah.
me kind of interested.
Yeah. And then okay, so Dua Lipa is a co-chair.
Mhm.
I always
love
forget
her.
her name, but she's an actress. She has her own show on HBO. It's like Michaela something.
Cole.
But yeah, yes, Michaela Cole. And then who are the other people?
It's like all coming back to me. I
It was
forgot that
it's
those
a
people were
tennis
chairs.
player, a male tennis player. I can't remember his
Roger
name.
Federer.
Yes. Is that it? Or is there one more person?
These are so random.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
All I
as
was
you're
fo-
saying it, it's coming back to me, but I could not have
Yeah.
told you 5 minutes ago.
All I was focused on was Dua Lipa because I feel like Dua Lipa just does not get the recognition that she deserves for her fashion.
100%.
She pulls it out every time. She's stunning, she's beautiful, gorgeous, icon, legend,
Yes.
and she just like really never misses.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think it's just that her style is a little bit edgier than what they're usually looking for. So I think people just kind of like undervalue it. But I'm like, I think she does a good job of bringing what's the word that I'm looking for? Like money into like kind of like what normal people are wearing. So she's like taking
Mhm.
like the styles of like what we're wearing on the streets, what we're doing, whatever, and then kind of like elevating it to like a whole new level that we couldn't afford. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, since she's gonna be in the Barbie movie, which comes out this summer, so hopefully, I'm sure that she's gonna be doing like all the press and stuff. So hopefully, she will get tons of opportunities to slay red carpets, slay premieres. Because I do love Dua Lipa.
I love her
Yeah.
too.
I think. I mean, she already is a superstar, but I think that she should be like bigger than Taylor Swift. There, I said it.
Mhm. You said
And I'll
what you
agree.
said.
Yep.
But speaking of the Barbie movie, I actually saw an article recently and it said that Margot Robbie only got the part because Amy Schumer declined to be Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
That
true.
is true.
It's true.
Yeah, Amy Schumer like got the role back in 2017
Oh my
and
God.
then it kind of like fell through because like I don't know cuz Amy Schumer is Amy Schumer and they probably like didn't cuz Amy Schumer likes to pretend like she is like this huge woman walking around who weighs like 300 pounds and
Yeah.
like body positivity, look at me, I'm not skinny.
Yeah.
And she's probably like, well, there wasn't enough like body positivity talk in there for me, so I dropped out. When in reality, Amy Schumer is like a very average sized woman.
100%.
Yeah,
If not even below average.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I think that's just like my theory is like what I think happened, and then, but I'm glad because I don't like Amy Schumer
Me
and
either.
Margot
Love
Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
Yes, seems like a perfect fit for Barbie.
Yes.
I mean
Yes.
that first shot in the trailer where her feet are in a perfect Barbie point.
Yep.
Ate it up.
Iconic already.
Ate
Iconic.
it up.
That's so interesting because I feel like, Cassie, I feel like we talked about this last week, how we don't like Amy Schumer. I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't like her. And I'm like, why is she famous then? Like, who
I
are
know,
these
like,
fans?
Like literally, I went to see Trainwreck. I think we were talking about this last week. And I think I made it 20 minutes before I literally was like, fuck it. I don't care that I just paid $10 to see this movie. It's awful.
Yeah, I don't hate her, but I don't like her. I don't get it. I don't get why she's famous.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. I don't get her humor. I don't get her personality. I don't know. It's just not for me.
No.
Yeah, her comedy definitely. I feel like some female comedians definitely do this too, where they just like their whole shtick is like, I'm gross. And like
I know.
this one time I went on a date and I farted and the guy thought it was so gross. And like,
Yeah,
like
that
I'm so
like
gross and ugly, you know?
that is definitely her
Sweet.
style, or at least like it was her style of comedy, is just like almost tearing herself down as a woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not here for that. Like
Yeah.
I'm all for, like poking fun at yourself, like not
Mhm.
taking like yourself so seriously. But when it just comes to like, it's like put down after
Just,
put down after put
just
down of yourself.
self-deprecation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it just gets to be a little too much. And you're like, oh, I kind
Yeah.
of feel bad for you. And like I'm supposed to be here like laughing with you. I kind of like want to cry with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it definitely hits different for women too. Just like
Yeah.
hearing her and I think what's her name? Sarah Silverman. She also, I think, like tends to do that same kind of, it's just like dry and like self-deprecation. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
you can
don't
be
really
funny
like her.
without like making fun of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's okay too, but like you just have to like know when to stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I love Nicole Byer. I don't know if y'all are familiar with her. She's from Nailed It.
Love her.
Love her. And then Ali Wong. Those are like the only two female comedians I can think of that I actually like enjoy and think are funny. Well, Tina Fey and Amy,
Oh, well,
all
yeah.
those other ones, but
I also think her first name is Chelsea. Chelsea like Peretti or something. She was on Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's married to Jordan Peele. If you saw a picture of
oh
her,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I think she's really funny too.
I thought
Okay,
you were about to
didn't know
say
she
it,
was
Chelsea
that.
Handler, and I'm like, please God,
Oh.
don't say that.
No,
She
no.
also is one where I'm just like,
She's old and childless and thriving.
Yes.
I'm like, I mean, good for you, but like some people want to have kids. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
yeah.
But speaking of comedians, Kristen and I are huge fans of John Mulaney. Do y'all like him? Do you watch his stuff? Do you not think he's funny?
I have seen it before. First of all, rip Petunia.
Yes.
Yes.
That is
Oh my
devastating.
God. That's so sad. That's all I cared about in the divorce.
Yeah. I just want to know who had Petunia, what the custody situation was. I do like John Mulaney. I did kind of read an interesting article though the other day about how like his breakdown, so to speak, or like his was taken like way less seriously and like wasn't talked about in the same way as say as like Britney Spears or like
Right.
Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes. The list goes on. Where he like I mean, it like wasn't as public obviously, but like kind of like did the same thing. Like he had a midlife crisis. He broke his sobriety after like 20 years or something. He divorced his wife. He got remarried. I don't know if him and Olivia Munn are married, but he like met someone new and had a baby with her in a year. And it was like, whoa, like just like a whirlwind. And we all just kind of like sat back and watched it and like didn't really think much of it, which I don't think is
right. It's like a man
right?
goes through it and it's like we don't care because men should just deal with stuff on their own. Like,
Yeah, because men are like, because men, just like don't get the same attention in that way. And not that like it's normal, but like, that just like people don't care as much.
Well, so I actually didn't know like all this stuff about him. Like I watch his like stand up and I think he's hilarious, but I honestly genuinely don't really keep up. But so he has a new special on Netflix.
I'm dying to
And
watch
literally
it.
it was so fucking funny. I then watched every other stand up that they have on there because it's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
And the whole thing really was like him talking about like his experience going to rehab and like coming out of that. And he did this one bit where he was like, I was so nervous about going to rehab because I thought everybody was like, my biggest fear was that everybody was going to know who I was. Well, it turns out my biggest fear was that I went there and nobody knew who I was. It was so funny. Definitely would recommend.
I love his comedy. And I saw that he had his new special and I'm sure it like focused a lot on his like rehab and such, which I feel like he's so honest about stuff like that. And so that's why I really wanted to watch it. But also another comedian who I love is Tracy Morgan. And he had a special, this was a few years ago that came out. Y'all remember when he got into that car accident and he was like in a coma?
Yeah.
And which one is he? Can you like give me some correlation? Because I think I know.
He was on, I'm trying to think.
30
he like
Rock?
Yeah, he was on
yes,
SNL for a long
yes,
time.
I do love him. Yes, he was great on that.
But he's not really like in movies very often or anything. But yeah, so he was in a limo and got into a car accident with like a like truck, like an 18-wheeler,
Mhm.
and was like in a coma for a while, and like it was iffy whether or not he was gonna make it, but he made it. He's fine. I think he has to deal with some accessibility issues, and that I think he like walks with a cane now and stuff. But anyway, so he had a Netflix special right after, well, not right after, but like his first special coming back from rehab and everything. And the entire thing was just making fun of the accident. But it was so funny, like the way that he talked about it. And he kept saying that, like, I guess he won a bunch of money because it was a Walmart truck that hit him.
Oh, yes.
And he's like, I can say anything. I got Walmart money now. He's like, I got Walmart money. And like, I'm glad that like you're able to like talk about it, and you know, it's still a very serious thing. Like he almost died, but you can turn it into like something funny. So I'm really excited to watch the John Mulaney.
It was great.
Even though, I mean, I do feel badly for him, just everything that he's been through.
Yeah, but this is probably like cathartic for him. Like this is his way of like working through it, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. And especially like reintroducing himself in the comedy world, which he's like a big character in Big Mouth. I don't know if any of y'all watch Big Mouth.
Love Big Mouth.
Hilarious. But I think he's like, they just came out with a new season not too long ago. So I'm sure he's like been working on that too since he got out of rehab, but that's like not nearly as public as like having a Netflix stand-up special.
Yeah, right.
Maya Rudolph is on that too. Is that right?
Yeah, she's on it.
Okay,
she plays the female hormone monster.
Oh,
yeah,
she's hilarious. I love her so much. This is like completely off topic, but I was just talking about the comedian started making me think about all the greats, like women from SNL. Did y'all watch Wine Country on Netflix?
No, I know what it is.
Oh my God, you guys, it is the best. It is like, it's everything you need in like a sweet little good, like just comedy girls moment. Oh my gosh, I love it. But I love all of them. Like Tina Fey in it, of course, is fucking hilarious. She's like this weird ass ranch owner. She's like, yeah, my husband died. He did too much cocaine. And it's just like, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go tend to my bees. And they're like, you have bees? And she's like, no. It's so funny.
I could not see her in a role like that.
Oh my gosh, I just one of my coworkers went and saw her and Amy Poehler in DC last night, and I was like, "Can you bootleg it for me?" She said no, but I was like, "Please, God!"
Like wear a GoPro or something.
Yeah, right. Like I know you probably got a nanny cam. You're pregnant with your second kid, but put it in your shirt or something. Come on.
Exactly. That's what a real friend would do. That's what you should have told her.
I know. I'd be like, okay, so we're fake friends now. Got it.
I would be scared. I would like laugh myself into labor though.
Like, she's not that far pregnant. She's got away. She's not.
Okay. Then that's good. Otherwise, I would be a little nervous.
So the last major topic we have to cover, and then we promise we'll let you guys go on with your day because we've taken a lot of it, is we got to talk about Sydney Sweeney. I have a theory. I want to hear what you have to say first, but I have a theory in my brain.
I don't really have a theory. I've just been slowly getting more interested in this story because I mean, first we got, I think it was an Instagram post that what's his name? Glenn Powell. Yeah. He posted of like him and Sydney Sweeney and like the whole cast like wrapped up filming the rom-com that they were shooting, and all the pictures and videos were just like the chemistry between them was like undeniable.
Yeah.
And then we have like the red carpets that they've been doing where they're both looking at each other with just like such love and admiration. And then I find out that, so I knew that Sydney Sweeney had a fiance and this guy had a girlfriend, but shortly after all that stuff came out, they broke up. So leaving him single, and it looks like she's still with her fiance. They were spotted together last night, the night before. So I don't know.
Interesting. Is her fiance just like a normie?
I don't really know
Like
anything about him. Like
Yeah, I
I
don't either.
barely like anyone like barely knows that she's engaged. It was just like
Yeah.
it was like all of a sudden she had a ring on her finger. I don't know if he's like in the industry as well, but just like behind the scenes, but I don't think he's like an actor or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Got
so his name is Jonathan Davino. Let me just see if I can. Okay, so basically, my theory is we have seen this play out since the beginning of time.
Correct.
They are trying to make this relationship happen in our minds so that we will watch the movie. I like if you think about like okay, this isn't the best example because they did end up together, but like Angelina and Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith or whatever it was. Like
Mhm.
I feel like even like okay, like another bad example because they did end up together, but like Twilight. Like they
Yes.
wanted us to believe that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson were together because it made us want to watch the movie and it made it feel more connected in the movie. So I think there's probably some suspicious things going on as well because, you know, we've seen it happen where they actually have gotten in a relationship before. But I'm thinking it's like all a PR situation where they're trying to like push on us, like, oh, aren't they so cute together? Don't they look like they love
Right.
each other so much? Don't you want to watch this movie with this sweet couple that loves each other? I don't know. That's my theory.
I don't think it's a bad theory, but the examples that you gave were couples that were together for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Don't forget Miley and Liam. They
Oh,
met
yes.
on the set of
Yeah.
The Last Song.
The
Is that what
last
the movie's
song.
called? Yeah.
Mhm.
And we all know how that ended. So
Right.
The way they're
Um,
describing this man, he sounds like kind of a loser. It sounds like all his restaurants closed.
the fiance.
Yeah, they need to.
Oh.
Let me see.
Okay then.
I know. I'm
Well,
like, they're like, he was an entrepreneur of restaurants in Chicago, but now they don't exist.
Hmm.
He gave them up to be Sydney Sweeney's significant other full time.
yeah.
Cool. It's not looking
And-
good for him.
yeah, I know he might need to find another job.
Okay, so apparently he was heir to the city's storied pizza place, Pompeii, which opened in Chicago in 1909. And he's a restaurateur who seems to have gotten his entrepreneurial spirit honestly from his family, who also owns vaporizer design and packaging companies 14th Round and Final Bell. So that's how he has his money.
Okay.
Pizza and packaging companies.
Yeah, right. I'm like, Sydney, I'm not judging, girl, but I think we could do better.
I think this Glenn Powell guy might be it.
Oh.
He's very cute.
And she's been calling him Top Gun. She gave him a nickname.
Oh,
yeah.
he's in.
on.
He's in.
Like-
Oh yeah.
That is so flirty.
Yes, it is.
So
Yeah.
what is the name of the movie that they're in together?
I can't
I don't
remember.
even know.
Is it filming now?
I think that
Like-
they just wrapped, which is
Okay.
why that Instagram post was so like made people talk a lot.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it was like a whole post about like, oh, it was so great working with all these people, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It's
Interesting.
called Anyone But You.
That sounds
Okay.
familiar. Yeah. I remember
This
seeing
is-
pictures of them on like a yacht together.
Yeah, it said
Yeah.
it took place in Australia.
But this is also kind of giving like "Don't Worry, Darling" vibes. Like I wonder if if they are actually together, if it will turn into like this whole shitstorm of she's leaving her fiance for the co-star.
Mm.
Well, I mean, Sydney Sweeney is definitely like a rising star, but she
Yeah.
does not have the star power like Harry Styles and Florence Pugh and Olivia Wilde do.
That is very true.
So I don't think it's gonna be like this wild story. It may turn into that after the movie premieres. Like this might, get more press, and like maybe after Euphoria comes back because people are gonna start talking about her way more again.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think this is like just the beginning.
Yeah. I just like I just find it so hard to see how like actors and actresses can even keep like meaningful relationships with significant others because when you're watching these movies, like, yeah, of course they're acting, but like, could you imagine having to film a movie where you're like having to make out and be in love with the same person like for
Yeah.
6 months straight every single day and not feeling like there's some kind of like emotional connection there. Like,
Right.
how do those feelings not just develop from that?
Yeah, I wondered the same thing. I mean, you would like I guess that's just like probably what you learn in acting school, like just
Well,
to really
clearly they
separate.
don't.
I mean, yeah, some people don't. But like you just really have to have like the mental willpower to separate yourself from the character. And when you go home, like you just have to treat it like any other job. Like when I leave work, I leave work. I leave work at work.
I
That's
feel
true.
that. That shit ain't coming home with me.
No.
Even though I work from home, I'm gonna close that laptop until Monday
it's-
and keep it moving.
I feel
Oh,
that, but I'm
God.
sure it's much different though when your work involves making out with someone.
Right. Like,
Whatever.
I
I
mean,
would
it's
feel
not always
uncomfortable.
gonna like you're not always gonna be attracted to the person, but in these movies, like the leads are always hot. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
come on,
I
there's gotta be
actually, if there is
ugh.
one duo that I'm very impressed with, it is I'm sorry, I don't know the guy's name, but Dakota, whatever her nuts, and whoever from 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, the
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota
Yes.
Johnson and and whatever his fucking
Whatever
name
his
is.
name.
But like now that was some chemistry. And like there's nothing going on between them in real life.
Yeah.
That's
I actually think in real
impressive.
life they don't like each other.
Oh,
That's even more
really?
impressive.
I think that's what I read. Like after the second or third movie came out, they actually like don't really get along well. But that's what makes an
Interesting.
actor a good actor.
That's
Yes.
true.
I can relate
Jeez.
that to Gilmore Girls, which is like my absolute favorite show of life. Anybody here a Gilmore's girly? No.
Oh, sorry.
Oh God.
I
Okay.
mean, I know of it, but
Yeah.
I've
honestly,
seen it.
they talk too quickly for me. I like couldn't keep up with the dialogue.
It definitely is. And like I've even been watching this, I've seen it like 5 million times. I grew up with a single mom, so like we watched it together and always like kind of like bleh, thought it was our show. Whatever, all that emotional stuff. But so Lorelai, the mom, her like love interest that everybody thought she should be with was the diner owner.
Mhm.
And so they do end up together. They end up getting married and all that good stuff. But they hated each other in real life. Like he was on every single episode for all like 6 or 7 seasons.
Oh
and
my
they just like had
God.
such a chemistry together. And then you come to find out that they didn't even like each other. And you're just like,
Wow.
thank you for ruining my entire life.
You should get an Emmy for that alone.
100%. Lauren Graham is a star. She deserves everything.
What was the name of Alexis Bledell's character?
Rory.
Rory, that's right.
Mhm.
Lorelai and Rory. What names?
Well, her name was Lorelai, but they had to call her something else. She was like, if men can name all their kids after themselves, I'm gonna name my daughter after myself, which I also love.
I like that. I feel that.
Yeah, if I was more into the Cassandra vibe, I definitely would do it, but that one can stop with me.
Maybe a middle name.
Yes. Well, you guys, we want to make sure that everyone knows where to find you and where to follow you. So definitely give us all the social medias you're on, all the handles, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Poppin Off About Pop Culture. We are on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts.
We're on them all.
Yep,
Yeah,
just like us,
all
just
the
popping off
memes.
everywhere.
Wherever you're
Mhm.
gonna listen to a podcast, you'll find us.
Yes.
That's right, honey. I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. It has been so fun. We've been popping off about everything today.
Yes.
So thank you
A
guys
lot.
for doing it with us. It has been so much fun.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us
thanks
on.
for
This was a
having us.
blast.
Of course, we'll have to do it again for sure.
Yeah. I would love
Alrighty,
to.
cool. Well, as always, thank you guys for listening. And you can find us. We are on Instagram as at Gossip Girlies XO. If you're enjoying what you're listening, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we will catch up with everybody next week.
Bye.
Bye.